might as well start everyone off right here. Let's get into the Bathurst 1.2 hour and the details that I have at hand, which I will put into words and put those words on my website. So, I have, with an extensive amount of testing with Willie, and by extensive I mean one session, one time, the Bathurst track is going to be at the Mount Panorama Motor Racing Circuit. You won't believe, but it is. Conditions I haven't selected yet. I don't think it matters. I went 3:30 and sunny. Cool. But anyway, the amount of laps is going to be 37, and that I think will get us close to 1.2 hours. Rolling start is going to be a rolling start. Even though I am a big fan of standing starts, it is of course a tribute to the actual Bathurst 12 hour, which is a standing start. Grid order, obviously fastest first. Boost, I don't even know what that is, but it's off. Slipstream strength is real. Mechanical damage I ummed and ahed about, but in the interest of not having lots of people drop out, I've gone none. This is something I might change for future races, but for now, no mechanical damage. Visible damage is on. Tyre wear is going to be 4 times. Fuel depletion will be 3 times. Now, I could potentially play with that a little bit more, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stick with 4 times and 3 times. Initial fuel is going to be 100 litres. That is maximum fuel. Grip on wet track, track edge, I don't know why there's wet track, there's no wet tracks. It's set to real. Race finish delay is irrelevant. Obviously the category is going to be Group 3 because it's about GT3 cars. BOP is going to be turned on. Your tyres that you can choose from vary between racing soft and racing hard, which will help increase the amount of different strategies you do. You know, do you try and run the whole thing with your fuel turned down on hard compound tyres? Do you run it right up on soft and pit 3 times more? That's where the strategy is going to come in. I think that'll help make it interesting, so that's how that is going to be. No livery restrictions, obviously. The only thing I do ask is my friend Piosco there has uploaded, well, it's not available yet. It will be available soon. The Bathurst 1.2 hour logo that I made, you can see that on my website at charlieroscoe.com. But that is going to be available, and I encourage everyone participating in the race to put that on their livery somewhere. You don't have to. I'm not going to kick you out of the room if you don't, but it'd be cool if everyone had that. So there's that.
I think that's a good idea.
Tuning is prohibited. Again, this is something Willie and I discussed, and we decided that to help keep everything fair, that we're going to turn tuning off, simply because the difference between a good setup on a car and no setup, or a bad setup, can sometimes be the difference of a couple of seconds, even if it was the same driver. So we have turned balance of performance on, tuning is turned off, prohibited. I've put ghosting during the race as strong, just to try and help decrease the shit fight that could ensue if someone has a spin at the dipper, and he's in 4th, and then everyone plows into him. Yeah, it's just to try and help that, so I've gone with strong there. Shortcut penalty is going to be, I think, weak. I might change it to strong yet. Who knows? That'll be a last-minute decision, because I just don't want people cutting through the S's at the top. No wall collision penalty. I don't like it when you nick the wall slightly, and it's something you do at Bathurst a lot, and you get a penalty, so time penalty, that is. So that's turned off. Side contact penalty is also off. Flag rules are on. And finally, we've got counter steering assistance will be prohibited. So if anybody currently uses that, you may wish to practice racing without that turned on. Active stability management is also going to be prohibited. Driving line assist, I don't use a driving line. Willie doesn't use a driving line, but I don't really see any super great advantage of it. Therefore, you are all welcome to use whichever driving line assist you would like. Traction control, again, no limit, because someone may wish to use TCS on 3, and if that's what stops them from spinning and crashing and having a bad time, then so bad. I'm allowing it. I think it's faster if you turn it down anyway, so there you go. ABS, again, no limit at all. Run that however you like. So that is the outline structure of the race. Now, the next part, which I don't know how it's going to go, we are going to need to have qualifying races. More than... So what I said at the start of the stream, and I'll go and do some laps while I'm crapping on here. I need to change car or something, don't I? But getting back to this race, what I'm thinking, I need to have 2 qualifying races. So what I thought I would do is have one this Saturday morning, my time, which is going to be Friday night for the UK and Europe, and it's going to be Friday afternoon for the US. Now, I've looked at all sorts of different times. I know there is no time that is going to suit everybody, and if anybody that has signed up wants to participate and isn't able to because of the time, I do apologise for that, but sometimes you just have to make the hard decisions in life. Now, hopefully we can get as many people to that race as we can that said yes and signed up. Then I'm going to do a second qualifying race this Sunday night for me, which unfortunately, as we just learned a moment ago, is going to be very early in the morning for US. So you guys might be better off trying to get the Friday afternoon one as opposed to the very, very early morning Sunday. And then I think the race... Oh, I've just hit the wall. Then I think the actual race will be next weekend. Most likely again on either the Saturday morning or the Sunday morning, to be announced. So that's when I think the race will be. Now, the other rule with the race is, if I turn up to the race and because of timing, because people aren't available and whatnot, I can't field 13 people. I feel like I will be able to, but if I can't field 13 people on the day from the people that were in the qualifying races, then I will allow anyone that's in the stream to make up the extra numbers. Chosen completely at random. No, they will be chosen by people in the stream. I think that's a clause I'll put in. If I can't get 13 people that signed up to the race to participate, I will open it up to people on the stream so as to fill the lobby. And you will need to add me as a friend to join. I'm actually going to do... that is a good question. What I'm going to do, I've got the email addresses of everyone that is... that has signed up. So I'm going to send an email to each of those people with details such as answering that question. But I think that's covered most of where I'm at so far. I've gone through the entire race. I've gone through the times that I'm thinking of running the race and the qualifying races. And I think also, in a perfect world, given that I have 25 people, and I'll probably get a few last minutes, let's say I can get it up to 30 people by go time that have entered the race. That means I should have enough people available for a non-final. I don't know, what would you call that? What would you call a race that's run like an invitational? We'll have the final and an invitational race. And in the invitational race, I might actually jump in, spectate the race, and do a bit of chats, a bit of commentary. So that might be a good bit of fun as well. Can we enter the second qualifier if we do crap in the first? George, I think the answer to that is going to be no. I think if you're in the qualifier, obviously the top, either the top 7 or the top 6 will go through from the 2 qualifiers. Having said that, if somebody comes, say, 3rd, but has been an absolute, for want of a better word, an absolute prick throughout the entire qualifying race, and they've just smashed into people, they've spun around and made a real ass of themselves, I do reserve the right, along with my other confidants, like Willie, to not include them anyway. Even if they do come in the top 7 or so, if the racing's not clean and legitimate and all fair and above board, then...
Yes, normal racing sort of rules.
Yeah, I would rather have someone who's a bit slower but a good clean racer than someone who's fast but just has a complete disregard for anyone else on the racetrack. So bear that in mind. Winning is not everything here, and if someone is a bit dirty and just a bit rubbish, then we may not. Yeah, we may just say no. Look, you're out. How you deal with the tyre wear glitch, Lars, the reality is there ain't much I can do. I tell you what I probably could do. I could turn the auto drive feature off, Lars. That's what I could do. Meaning that, because I'm pretty sure for that to work, you have to go into your menu for the tyre wear glitch. And if you go into your menu and you don't have... If you don't have auto drive turned on, that means you're going to have to stop in the middle of the track or pull over or risk crashing into a wall and hopefully lose enough time that it was not worth you doing it. How long would the quali race be? Ooh, good question, Willie. How long would the quali race be?
12 laps. How about that one?
12 lapper.
12 laps. That way, or 12 or 13 laps. Maybe 12 laps. That way people, gives them a little bit of time. They may have to use a bit of strategy to get their way through the race.
Yeah, I like 12 laps because of what we know about how long the tyres last.